everybody, happy 2016. I hope your New Year's is off to a great start. I've decided to make a video discussing why I no longer live the RV lifestyle. Yes, the day has finally come. I do not live in my RV anymore. I got the RV 3 years ago in January of 2013, and I lived on the streets of New York City up until June of 2013. Then I drove cross country out to Los Angeles, where I lived there on the streets for 6 months. Then in January of 2014, I drove back to New York, where I continued the RV lifestyle until this past June of 2015, where I went back out to Los Angeles once again. And I lived on the streets until this past November, when I decided that I had enough. I discussed that a little bit in my video where I was wearing my bikini and I was on the sidewalk baking in the sun. It was so hot. I finally got my own place, and I'm gonna give you guys a tour in just a minute, but let me just give you a quick update about what's been going on. Literally the very next day after I posted my video of me on the street, I went to a shelter and I rescued a dog. I have wanted a dog for the longest time, and I was never in a living situation where I could have one. And even though I was still in the RV, I knew I was going to be getting an apartment soon. And I thought, well, while I'm at work, I can take the dog to doggy daycare so that, you know, she's not alone in the RV. I would never leave an animal alone in my RV. So I went to a shelter and I rescued a 2-year-old Maltese poodle mix, also known as a multi-poo, and I named her Mojo. And if you watched my Christmas single life video, which was my rap parody of Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise, Mojo had quite a few cameos in there, and you could see how absolutely sweet and adorable she was. About 2 weeks ago, she developed a severely herniated disc, and I immediately took her to an animal hospital. I knew something was wrong because she had completely lost her balance and was falling over. And it happened very sudden. It was literally, she was completely fine. I came home from work. It was a Monday night, and I just noticed that she was a little less hyper and energetic as normal, and I thought, well, maybe she's just not feeling well. So I thought, well, I'll monitor her overnight, and then I woke up the following morning, and suddenly she just couldn't walk. She had taken a drastic turn for the worse. So I immediately took her to an animal hospital, and they told me that it was a slip disc, and they put her on some medication to hopefully reduce the inflammation in the spine, and hopefully that would get her well on her way after 8 weeks of crate training, or being in a crate, so that she, you know, would be completely immobile. So the hope was that the medication and the being in the crate would help her get back on her feet again, but unfortunately her condition worsened and she had to be put down a week ago. That was very, very difficult. She was the best, most amazing dog ever. For the time that I had her, she went everywhere with me. So now when I go places, people are like, oh, where's your little dog? And it's really hard to say, oh, she died. I only had her for 3.5 months, and she really was everything I ever wanted in a dog. The thing is, when you rescue an animal, you don't know anything about their background. I didn't know anything about her past. All I know is that when I rescued her, she was very shy, she was very scared, she was very, very skinny. But after a couple weeks of just profusely loving this dog and treating her really well, she got really healthy and energetic and just became the best dog ever. So you know, it was really heartbreaking that this had to happen. But anyway, it did. And now I don't have a dog anymore. I will eventually get another one because I really loved having Mojo, and I just loved having a dog in general. So when I'm ready, I will get another dog. You might be wondering about my parakeet, because I also had a parakeet named Aretha that lived with me in the RV. I would say about 2 weeks after I got Mojo, she I don't know how else to put it. Mojo mauled Aretha to death. I really thought, because Mojo was such a sweet dog, that she would be completely fine to have the bird, you know, out of the cage in the same space, and I really didn't think that she would do anything. But the one night, Aretha started flying around erratically, and Mojo got really, really excited, and she jumped up and she caught Aretha in her mouth, and she did one of those shaking her back and forth. And of course, I'm witnessing the whole thing. So I'm standing there screaming, just not knowing what to do. And then suddenly Mojo spits out Aretha onto the bed, and Aretha was dead. It was horrifying, to say the least. I wasn't quite sure what to do. I think I stood there in shock for a little while Mojo just sat there wagging her tail, very proud of herself that she caught this bird. So, you know, I did punish her. You know, but what else? What am I gonna do? You know, dogs have instincts, and I probably shouldn't have had Aretha out and about in the RV, not in her cage. So anyway, I have lost both my pets, so that's been very sad. All right, so let me just quickly, before I give you the tour, talk about why I gave up the RV lifestyle. RV life is great for the almost 3 years that I did it. I definitely saved money. I enjoyed being able to live wherever I wanted. I enjoyed driving and traveling across the country. But it got to the point where I just needed more space, and I wanted to be settled. I knew in the back of my mind I was eventually going to leave New York for good. And now that I know I'm here in LA and I want to stay here, I just decided to get my own place. Also, there are a lot more people living in RVs out here, and they're not like me. I don't know how else to put it. You know, I did it by choice. I did it for the freedom and for, you know, being able to tour with my music and to, you know, save money for a little bit. I could have had an apartment the whole time if I wanted to, but I chose this RV lifestyle. I had a nice RV. I have a nice RV. I still have it. I haven't sold it. But the other people living in RVs that I met were like homeless people, basically. They weren't really living that lifestyle by choice, it seems. Their RVs were run down. They were obviously hard up financially. A lot of them were drug addicts or alcoholics, which was very apparent as I, you know, spoke with them. And I didn't like being surrounded by that. I didn't enjoy. I felt like I was lowering myself, and I needed to step up and be a responsible adult. So here I am, and I got a place in East Los Angeles. It's So I'm right outside of the downtown area, if you know anything about LA. And my place is really nice. It's a 1-bedroom. I am working full-time and still doing music at night on weekends. I have a show coming up in February. So yeah, that's basically what's been going on. So let me give you a tour. All right, so here we've got the entranceway into the living room. I do not have a lot of furniture. Clearly, art and decor is more important to me than furniture. The funny thing is, so this here, I bought it online thinking that it was a full-sized futon that folded out into a bed, and when I received it, turns out it was a futon for a toddler. It's super tiny. So I basically just folded it down flat, and it's kind of just like a chair chilling in the corner. So anyway, until I get some more money to get actual furniture. My apartment also did not come with any appliances, so I have no stove. Gotta get one of those. I rented a refrigerator. Apparently you can do that. My neighbors were nice enough to give me a microwave. They also gave me a kitchen table. Here is my French calendar, courtesy of one of my girlfriends back in New York. Let's see. Okay, so that's kitchen and living room. This is my bedroom. And still sleeping on an air mattress. That's one of Mojo's toys on the bed that I don't want to part with. Yeah, my nice shoe collection, some more art, and now my bathroom, which is lovely and cozy. So there you go. That is it. It's nice and small. So it's small, quaint, but it's very cozy, and I like it a lot. So that's it. That takes you into a glimpse of my life out here in LA. The future of the RV is unknown. I have no plans on selling it anytime soon. Unless somebody makes me like a really, really, really great offer. But I would love to keep it for future traveling. And that being said, I really have to get a car because I'm still driving it everywhere. I'm driving it to work. So yeah, that's the only thing. Out in LA, you have to have a car because you got to drive to get everywhere. And like in New York, I never had to drive the RV. I could take the train everywhere. So I still got to get a car, but in time, a car will come, so will furniture, appliances, yada, yada, yada. And that's it. All right, my friends, enjoy your January. It is a beautiful 70-degree day here in LA today. So one thing I don't miss is the harsh New York City winters living in an RV. Until next time, I am Kate Devin. Mwah. Bye. Mojo, come here, baby. Come here.